Okay. I think I figured it out. All right, got the live chat open. We can see my screen. And hopefully everyone can hear me. Okay, I'm going to get started. Sorry for the slow start. This is, I think, my first time live streaming and using YouTube Studio and using OBS, which is this platform that I added on my computer to be able to share my screen. So I am challenging myself with a lot of new technology today. It looks like people can hear me and see me, which is great. GM Nadia, please let me know if you can't hear me or see my screen at any point. That probably means that my internet connection has gone out or I've done something wrong. But hopefully for right now it's working. Okay, cool. So you should be able to see my screen, which has up like the page of the Midjourney subscription plans, and you should be able to see myself in the corner in the little icon. So before I get into our first episode, I'm just going to quickly kind of introduce what to expect. So this is Midjourney Mondays. I will be live streaming from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern on YouTube Live every Monday, basically for the next 3 or 4 months, 13 weeks. That's 3 months, about 3 months. And this is sponsored by Good Juju, and I'm basically going to be sharing how to use Midjourney. So this is for everyone. Midjourney is incredible and can be applied to a wide variety of use cases. So ultimately, hopefully you'll learn from me how it best serves your life and your individual needs, and you'll be able to use it to best suit yourself. So this is for you if you want to learn how to use Midjourney, if you're generally curious about generative art, or if you recently started using Midjourney, but you're still exploring the features, still kind of figuring out the platform, then this is for you. And obviously, I just want to say this technology is very advanced and it should be used with care, responsibility, and respect. So what to expect over the next 13 weeks. So as I mentioned, we'll meet here every Monday from 12 to 1. There is a live chat, so we'll be engaging with each other in real time. I would love to do community prompting, meaning I'll ask questions in terms of what we should make together and do some like live demos and examples. So essentially, Midjourney has a super detailed user guide. We're going to review it every week, starting with the really basic stuff. And toward the end, we'll get into the latest releases and features, which are some of them only available in the Pro plan, which is what I have, luckily for everyone. So as I mentioned, live stream viewers are encouraged to contribute to community prompting, and obviously to apply the skills independently to suit their own needs. I have posted the schedule on Twitter in a thread, so you can see what I'm going to be covering over the coming weeks. And then costs. So there is no cost. This is completely free. We are going to explore every nook and cranny of Midjourney over the next 13 weeks at no cost to you. I do accept tips and I do offer consulting. You can send me a tip using Twitter's tip feature. I'm Juju Mama on Twitter. Or if you need more personalized assistance, please send me a DM and I'm happy to do some consulting services. All right, so since this is the first episode, I felt like I had to give the full rundown. Now that I've given the rundown, let's get into what will be episode 1. So in this first episode, as you can imagine, we are kind of just getting started, going to keep it really basic. We will talk about some of the different plan types that you can choose, how to use Midjourney within the Discord server, using public versus private channels. We'll just kind of start to introduce how you can prompt using the Imagine feature, using fast versus relaxed hours, and then ways that you can earn free hours. So let's start off by talking about plan types and talking about Discord. Because if you're interested in Midjourney, for some people, what becomes a barrier or a deterrent is the fact that they don't have or know how to use Discord. So subscription plans in Discord. So Midjourney has a few different subscription tiers. You can pay month to month, or like most subscription platforms, you can pay for the entire year and get a discount. Each of the plans do include access to some of the same things, but obviously as you get to the more expensive plans, you'll get some added features. So the free trial is the most limited version of Midjourney. Obviously this is great for people who are just trying to figure out if they're interested in it or not, or just kind of exploring it and don't want to shell out any money. However, as you'll see here, you get the least amount of time, only about half an hour, and you don't get access to a lot of the other features. So you can't purchase extra time, you can't rate images, but I would say the free trial is where I started, and it's a great starting point if you're just trying to decide if you want it or not. Then you have options in the paid plans, from a plan that ranges from $10 a month to $60 a month. So if you're going to opt into a paid plan, you've probably already explored the free trial. In terms of the plan that you need, it's really going to just come down to how often are you using Midjourney, and what are you using it for? The pro plan is the only plan where you can run 12 concurrent fast jobs. And as we start to get into Midjourney more, I'll talk a lot about, running jobs simultaneously. But if you're generating a lot of outputs with Midjourney, being able to run 12 jobs at the same time, fast jobs, which are obviously quicker than slow jobs, is a real advantage. And then also you can run 3 concurrent relaxed jobs. So the pro plan is probably it's probably only attractive to people who are using Midjourney a lot. Given that I'm doing this every Monday and I'm going to be using my hours on this, I have the pro plan. Also because I use Midjourney to make NFT art, to make images for my business. So I'm not really worried about using up time because I have a lot of it. Every paid plan, you get general commercial terms. And by that means like you can basically use your images in pretty much any way that you want. So regardless of how much and what plan you have the ability to use your images in whatever way you want. The other thing that is exclusive to the pro plan is stealth mode. If you're working on so Midjourney has like community galleries, and we'll explore this more within the Discord server, but stealth mode basically means that as you're creating things, they won't be public for other people to see. And this is really beneficial if you're if you're working on something that's going to be like a big reveal, or it's something for like a private client. So that's another thing that's only exclusive to the pro plan. And then I'm trying to think, are there any other big differences? Relax time, in the basic plan, you don't get relax time, but in the standard and pro plan, you get unlimited relax time. So relax time is running a job and it runs a bit slower. You use less of your hours. So with the pro plan, you get 30 hours a month, and fast time runs it a bit quicker and uses more of the hours. Obviously, the first question people ask is like, okay, well, if I'm running something in Midjourney, like to run one thing, how many hours does that take up? Is it 10 minutes? Is it this? Is it that? It really depends on your prompt and how complex your prompt is. So there's no automatic answer to that. All right. So plans. I think that is everything as it relates to plans. To subscribe to a plan, you have to go to midjourney.com. and go to the account section. Or if you're within the Discord server, you can use /subscribe, which will generate a link that basically opens to this same page. They only support payment with Stripe right now, meaning you have to pay with a credit or debit card. You cannot pay with crypto, it seems, for those of you who are interested. And then once you've subscribed, you can manage your plan. You can buy more fast hours. You can change your plan, all from within the account section of Midjourney. You can downgrade or upgrade your plan. And obviously, at any point, if you decide you want to cancel your plan, that is an option. Depending on when you cancel, you would be eligible for a refund, depending on how much time you used. And then buying more fast hours. So say you have the, say you have the basic plan and you only have 3.5 hours a month. And you've used all your time, but you still want to generate stuff. You always have the option of buying more fast hours. And obviously you should weigh the pros and cons. It's $4 an hour. At a certain point, it would make sense to just upgrade to a plan that has more time. But for people who are just getting started and aren't sure if they want to upgrade or need to upgrade, sometimes it's nice to just buy another hour for $4. So you can always do that. And then using the info command, which we'll explore more in Discord, you can get all the information as to like how much of your time you've used, what plan you have, what job mode you're in. So you can change from fast to slow, how many images you've generated over your lifetime use of Midjourney, and things like that. Okay, so I'm just bumping back to the live stream to see if there's any questions. So in the live chat, as I'm going through this, if there are any questions or you want me to stop or you want me to look at something specific, please let me know. The whole reason I did this as a live stream was to be interactive, so please do not feel shy about using that chat. Thanks for the couple people who are hanging out. We are just getting started and you have not missed anything. So we just went over plan types. So now let's talk about using Midjourney within Discord. So for people who are involved in Web3 and NFTs, you're probably very familiar with Discord. Discord servers are something a lot of Web3 and NFT brands and companies and projects use. So if you're familiar with Discord, fantastic. There will be no learning curve for you. But if you're not familiar with Discord, it's not too hard to figure out. It's really easy to download. You just, go to Discord's website. You can either use it in your browser or you can use it on your phone by downloading an app. And then there are a server in Discord is basically a little home base for something specific. So Midjourney, what deters a lot of people from using Midjourney, unlike DALL-E or Stable Diffusion, is you have to use it in Discord right now. I believe they're working on a web app that will be available to like the paid versions, but as of today, the only way to use it is in Discord. So a lot of people use it within Midjourney's Discord, or they will DM the bot, which we'll talk a bit more about in a moment. So using the Discord, right now the page that I'm on is the Midjourney user guide. So I'm going to hop over to Discord in a moment, but first we're just going to look at the user guide. So this just has like a screenshot of what it looks like, which we'll see in real time in a moment. Server list. So if you've used Discord in the past, you know that down the left side of the screen is a list of all the different servers you're in. Once you're in a specific server, like the Midjourney server, there's a list of channels. So basically, a channel is a designated area for a specific type of information. So there's an announcements channel. There are several support channels, newcomer rooms, which we'll talk about. And then member list. Once we get into Discord, you'll see that it shows everyone who's online. It shows if there are any moderators online who can help answer any questions. So using Imagine in Discord. So we're going to jump over to the Discord server soon, but the main command or prompt that you use with Midjourney is the Imagine command, and it's /Imagine. When you use Imagine, you will get a grid of 4 photos that are kind of lower resolution. And then you use the buttons under those 4 photos to either upscale, redo, or do variations. So as we get into the basics of like of the commands, we will like really explore upscaling and variations. But for today's purpose, we're keeping it very high level, and we're going to jump over into the Discord and kind of show what that looks like. So Discord, I have a lot of Discord servers I'm in because I collect NFTs. So there's a lot happening here. But that being said, you know, if you are not using Discord for anything else, your little list here might only have Midjourney in it, and that's totally fine. So I'm gonna find the Midjourney server, which is right here, and I'm also gonna just make sure my screen is still sharing. As I mentioned, this is my first time doing a live stream on YouTube, so I'm like very nervous that it's not working right, but it seems to be working, and I'm sure somebody will jump in the live chat and tell me if it's not. Okay, so we're in Midjourney. So this is Midjourney's Discord server. Lot going on. There's only a few channels that are relevant to actually using Midjourney, but there's a lot to look at. So we'll start at the top. They have an announcements channel. Midjourney is making updates to their platform constantly. They're adding new settings and styles. As there are new releases within Midjourney, they share it in the announcement channel. And then recent changes. So as they're making optimizations or kind of responding to people's feedback, changes to the software are shown in the recent changes. Status, if there are any service issues, you will find out in the status channel. Sometimes you'll be trying to do something and it just won't be working, and you're like, what's going on? Is it my internet? And it turns out that Midjourney is just having a service issue. So this is the channel you would check for that. Rules, every Discord server has its own rules. Typically it's, be nice, don't use profanity, here are the terms of service, privacy policies. So these are just guidelines if you're going to participate in their Discord server. Getting started, this is a really great place for newbies. It basically tells you what you need to do in a few steps in terms of using the Imagine prompt and what to expect. So oftentimes when people join the Midjourney server, this is where they will get started. Obviously, that's why it's titled this. Micro polls. So they will often do polls kind of asking people, what features do you want to see? So if you're interested in contributing to the development of Midjourney, you can answer the polls. Welcome. This is a server where basically similar to the Getting Started server, it has information for people who are new to the server. So when you join, it automatically adds you to the welcome channel, and you will get a message that says, hey, here's how you can use it. Here's how to use Imagine. Here's how to use the newbie bot channel. So again, like, we're doing this over the next 13 weeks, and we're gonna go very thorough and very in detail. But Midjourney does have some fantastic resources for newbies as well within the Discord server. Trial support and member support, kind of obvious. So if you're using the trial, this is where you would go for any issues and any support assistance. If you have a paid plan, you would use membership support. You get responses pretty quick from admins and moderators. So if you're having an issue with Midjourney or a question, you can always go to the support channel. Newbie rooms. So newbie rooms are basically channels where people are using the Imagine prompt, and they are being updated in real time with people all over the world using these different rooms to write their prompts. For people like me who do things privately in stealth mode, I don't use the newbie rooms too much, but when I first got started on the free plan, I did use the newbie rooms. But in a moment, we'll talk about using the public rooms versus using the private bot chat. So then down here, there's just a few like kind of chat areas. Literally, you can just kind of have an open discussion, talk about philosophy. You can leave feedback and ideas and different features you want to see. There's a showcase, a show and tell, where you can share images that you've generated that you're proud of. And then themed image generation. So, like, there's one for environments, which is obvious what it is. But I would encourage you just to kind of explore the Discord. There's a ton of stuff going on in here, and it kind of depends on what you're looking for. But again, general image generation, very similar to the newbie channels. These are like public channels where people all around the world are typing in their prompts and generating images. So, lots to see in the Discord server. So for most people, if you've been watching up until this point, you're like, okay, makes sense. I want to start making stuff. Like, I'm ready to start making stuff. And if you're ready to start using the Imagine prompt, fantastic. You can use either the newbies channel or you can DM the bot, which is my preference. So in my direct messages, which I've moved to up here at the top, I have a direct message with the Midjourney bot. And this is where I do my prompting. I do my prompting in here mostly because when I'm using the channels in Midjourney, there's a lot of people in these public channels, and it gets hard to like track what you're doing because these are constantly being updated with new images or as people are doing it. And if you're working on something, it can start to kind of like disrupt your creative flow and process. So I like to just use the bot because only my prompts are here. And I don't get distracted by seeing what everyone else is doing. Okay, jumping back to our live stream. Cool. Looks like we have 3 people watching. Awesome. Happy to have y'all. Please feel free to drop any questions or any feedback in the chat. I'm going to jump back to... Okay, so we talked about Discord. Public channels versus private channels. Fast versus relax, earning free hours. Okay, so let's start talking about prompting with Imagine. So, and over the next 13 weeks, we're going to get into like considering your style, the art of constructing the perfect prompt, using upscales and variations, specifically rating images, using blend, using describe. So like, please know that today is going to be high level, but like every week moving forward, we're going to get further and further into each of these details and features. And we want to start high level so that we don't overwhelm ourselves and that we understand the basics before we get to the intricacies. So I am in my direct messages. I have the Midjourney bot open, and this is the last thing that I generated. So I literally typed in Midjourney Mondays, YouTube live stream, educational, community, learning. These are the images I got. I personally find it really hilarious when you get like this weird, like non-language that comes up. I'm assuming it thinks that I want like a cover image for my vlog or for my podcast. And that's kind of what it's done here. They're all like very abstract and illustrations. So let's start prompting. Let me get back to the live stream so I can see the chat. Y'all know what type of stuff I make with Midjourney. I make photorealistic kind of portraits of crystals and fashion. So I want to kind of open it up now to do some community prompting so that we can explore using the Imagine feature together. So if you're watching live right now and you're in the live chat, please feel free to start dropping some ideas for our first community prompt exercise together. It can be anything. It can be very specific. It can be very general. So I'm just gonna hang out and wait for some thoughts in live chat, and then we will start community prompting today so that we can explore using Imagine for the first time. I see as I'm watching the live stream back, I can see that there is a significant delay between real time. There's a significant delay between real time and what's being streamed. So I'm going to have to be patient a moment while I'm waiting for the live chat to populate. While I'm waiting for live chat to populate, I will cover fast versus relax and earn free hours. Okay, so fast versus relax. All right, fast and relax mode. Okay, so this is actually really, so I'm gonna wait for some community prompting feedback in the live chat, and while I'm waiting for that, I'm gonna go through fast and relax mode and how you can earn free hours. So, Midjourney uses GPUs to process your prompts, which are graphics processing units. So, when you purchase a Midjourney subscription, you're essentially purchasing time on the GPUs. So, when we looked at the different subscription plans, we saw that each plan had a different amount of monthly GPU time. So, fast mode gives you results pretty much instantly because it is the highest priority processing tier, and eats up your time faster. Slow mode is obviously not as fast, uses less of your time. So this is actually really interesting in terms of trying to understand like how many GPU minutes you need to create an image. As I was saying, a lot goes into it. So it depends on the aspect ratio, the version of Midjourney that you're running, the quality parameters. So you can use the info command before and after running a prompt to see how many it used. And right now, that's the only way to find out. You can't like run something and then like right click it and be like, okay, how many did this use? So that's not the most efficient way to figure it out, but you could do that if necessary. And then relax mode. Relax mode, like I said, runs a bit slower. Instead of it being pretty much instant, it could take up to 10 minutes a job. Basically, it goes into a queue. So if you're not in a rush and you're trying to preserve your hours, you would use relax mode, and you can use /fast or relax to switch between modes. Or in your settings, /settings, you can choose fast or relax. I'm very impatient and I usually use fast. But maybe for the sake of Midjourney Mondays, I might switch to relax to save some of my hours. So those are the differences. Obviously, it's just going to come down to like how much time do you have, how patient can you be, and how sensitive are you to using your monthly allotted hours. Okay, earn free hours. So you can earn a free hour every day by rating images. If you go to the Midjourney website, they have an image gallery, and you can rate images that you like the most, and basically the time and like this, it's not guaranteed that if you spend an hour a day rating images you're going to get an hour, because it's the top 2,000 raters every day that get a free hour. So if you're one of the top raters for a day, you'll get a DM from Midjourney that says, hey, you got a free hour. So just a heads up that, you know, if you want to earn some free time, you can go in the gallery and rate images to get some free time. And you can go into your midjourney.com account section and see how much bonus time you have. And the bonus time are the free hours that you've earned from rating stuff in the gallery. So, all right, now I'm going to jump back to our live chat. Crystals as jewelry. Okay, cool. So I am jumping back to the live chat just to see if we have any community prompting input. Again, if you are a live viewer right now, we're going to start prompting together. So if you have any thoughts, any feedback, anything that you want to see me type in so that we can make something together, please type it in. I see that Nadia has crystals as jewelry that she's typed in, so we're going to start there. And I will add some of my own words to the prompt as well. All right, so let me jump back into the Discord. All right, so I'm going to type /imagine. All right, crystals as jewelry. So let's do this two ways. Let's just start with crystals as jewelry because I just want to demonstrate that the way that you type a prompt has a lot to do with what you're going to see. So crystals as jewelry is the first version we're doing. Now I'm going to do another version that is crystal jewelry. And we'll see the difference that we get. Typically when I'm doing a prompt, like, so say you have, they call, what do they call it? Writer's block. So say you have like a creative block and you don't know where to start. Sometimes being vague is nice because you'll get a pretty wide range of different things. Obviously, the more specific you are, the more narrow your results are. So the first prompt that I typed was what Nadia suggested, crystals as jewelry. And then the second prompt that I typed is crystal jewelry. So let's see how different these look by just kind of using slightly different phrases. And then we'll talk about, based on what we see, how can we further refine this image to get exactly what we want. So we have crystals as jewelry. Let's look at these two up close. So this is the first one, crystals as jewelry. So it looks like very interesting. I'm seeing some chains. This one kind of looks wire wrapped, but there's a lot of like loose stones. So it's like, I think the crystals as part might be confusing it a little. But let's see when we type crystal jewelry what we get. So crystal jewelry, a little better, especially this one on the top right. This is very obvious that these are like pendants or necklaces of some kind. But this one up in the front is a little weird because the first two pendants don't have chains. And this one's a little odd too because there are a few random gemstones. So I would say this top right is probably the best out of this four in terms of getting. And let's talk about this too. So we said crystal jewelry. We didn't say crystal necklace, crystal bracelet, crystal earrings. We didn't specify a type of crystal. So based on what we're seeing here now together, what are your thoughts, live viewers, as to how we might add to this prompt to see something more specific or see something closer to what we might have had in mind when we originally typed in crystals as jewelry? So perhaps that means specifying a certain type of jewelry. Perhaps that means specifying a certain type of crystal. Perhaps that means specifying whether it's gold or silver jewelry and whether it's just a photo of the jewelry in a display or on a table or whether someone's wearing it. So let's start to build on this prompt, the crystals as jewelry. Let's start to get more specific so that we can get an image that is hopefully higher quality. All right, so any thoughts in live chat as to how we could get more specific here? Do we want to look at earrings? Do we want to look at bracelets? Is there a certain type of crystal that we want to see? Do we want to see someone wearing it? I am open to thoughts. I'm keeping my eyes on the live chat. While I'm waiting for, because I have a delay in the live stream between the chat and when I'm doing live, while I'm waiting for more live stream feedback, I'm gonna do some iterations on this prompt that we got, just based on my own thoughts, and then I'll hop back into the live stream and see what y'all have for me. So I like this one. I like this top right one. So I'm gonna say necklace. So I'm gonna pick a specific crystal. I'm gonna say diamond. I'm gonna say diamond necklace. Actually, let's say woman wearing. We're gonna say woman wearing a diamond necklace. A diamond necklace on a gold chain. All right, so now we're getting more specific. So now we've gone from crystals as jewelry to specifically someone wearing a piece of jewelry, a diamond piece of jewelry, specifically with a gold chain. So let's see how this changes. Futuristic necklace. Okay, so I see Nadia is giving some more feedback on how we can improve this prompt. So, all right, let's stick with this, but let's say futuristic. Let's say woman wearing a futuristic crystal necklace. Let me go back to chat, make sure. Pink, okay. Crystal necklace, a futuristic pink crystal necklace. Oops, I think I spelled that wrong. Okay. Thank you for being here, Nadia. I'm happy to have you, and I appreciate. So for anyone who just joined, we're doing community prompting. So I am getting feedback from the live chat, and we are further refining our prompts to see what we get. So we started with crystals as jewelry. Then we tried crystal jewelry. Then I typed woman wearing a diamond necklace on a gold chain, just to show that, you know, you can get very specific. These are pretty nice. So there's the diamond, there's the gold chain, beautiful portraits, very nice. And then let's see, Nadia gave us futuristic necklace with crystals and pink. So let's see what we get. Okay, this is getting really interesting. So something you'll notice is that first they're blurry and it says 78%, and then they get more clear as it gets closer to 100%. So there's this process of the image actually generating. So once these come up, I want to see what you like best. Okay, Nadia. Ooh, this top left and this top right, I think, are really cool. Like bottom left kind of looks like string lights, and bottom right kind of looks like a glow stick to me. But these top ones are really cool in my opinion. You tell me what you think in terms of these four. And if you like any of these four, let's look at them. Let's look at them larger and get a higher quality version. Or if we don't like what we see, let's further refine the prompt. Maybe you want a woman who has a pixie haircut, or maybe you want a woman who's outside in nature and not in a dark room. So what do we think? What do we think about what it's showing us and how we could either further refine, or let's look at these. So I'm going to hit U1 and U2. So I'm going to upscale these top two. So this is 1, top right, top left is 1, top right is 2, bottom left is 3, bottom right is 4. All right, so I have upscaled the top ones. Very cool. Let's look at this other one. Very cool. All right, Nadia, what do you think? Do you like either of these two, or do you think we should further refine this prompt together to get something more specific? I like it, but I'm gonna challenge it to, I'm gonna say young woman wearing a futuristic pink crystal necklace, outdoors, natural sunlight. So I've added a few things to our prompt from Nadia. I've added the word young. I've added some commas, and I've specified that we want this to be outside and we want natural sunlight instead of the dark rooms that we're seeing in this first round. And they're still loading. All right, you can already see that these look much brighter. Let's try fine luxury jewelry with pink crystals. Okay. You got it, honey. So let's see what we got when we added young and we added this outdoors natural sunlight. So nice, very nice. She looks younger. We still have the pink crystal necklace. She is outside. There's some nice glowy sunlight. So just an example of how just a few details, a few adjectives, few nouns can really drastically change the output that you get with a prompt. So let's look at Nadia's suggestion of fine luxury jewelry with pink crystals. So Nadia, do you want a woman wearing it or do you just want the jewelry? Let's do it both ways. I'm going to say fine luxury jewelry featuring pink. I'm going to say gemstones. Because, I don't know, from a crystal lady perspective, gems are usually higher quality crystals. And when I think about fine luxury jewelry, usually they're like faceted stones. So let's see that. And then let's do a woman wearing it as well. Because I think we're going to get just like stuff on a table. Okay, let's see what we got. Okay, ooh, very pretty. Very pretty. It's still loading. And also, I'm definitely going to post some pictures from our community prompting. So if there is anything specific that we've generated together that you really like, please don't hesitate to let me know so I can share it, send it to you. I like these two that we did up here, but let's see what we got. Okay, this is nice. So it looks like we're getting some rings. Let me know if any of these specifically you really like. I really like this like top left. I mean, they're all really beautiful, honestly. It looks like they're all rings. So we typed, what did we type? Jewelry. So we could always be more specific if we wanted to see rings or necklaces or earrings. Let me check the chat, make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay. And then I did the same prompt, but I just added woman wearing at the beginning. And let's see what we get here. Okay, pretty. You seeing anything you like here? Luminescent colors always give me magical lighting. Luminescent colors. Let's get more specific. I'm gonna say necklace. And let's add luminescent. I definitely did not spell that right. Okay, let me luminescent All right, let's see what we... Wow, I love those. We'll try to blend them with my Wow PFP. Which one is your favorite? What are you liking from these four or from these four? I kind of like top left. She has like the most bling, I feel. But you tell me. And then let's see when I added... So this one I specifically said necklace, and then I said pink gemstones luminescent. Let's see what we have. Okay, still loading. Did it? Oh, still going. There we go. Okay, let's see. Luminescent. I added the word luminescent, and I do feel like it's made a difference maybe with this top right and bottom right. And even this top left, it's so realistic. Let's look at some of these a little closer. This top left, and let's look at this one and this one. All right, let's check. Wow, that's pretty. It looks so real. I think that is so pretty. I would wear that. And then this one. Nice hand. No weirdness with the hand. Really beautiful portrait. This is so detailed that you can see the peach fuzz, like the little hairs on her face. And then this was some jewelry we did. This one doesn't seem as clear for some reason. So that's another thing. We can add in our prompts stuff as it relates to like image quality. All right, let's see. We have about another 13 minutes. So I'm happy to do more community prompting together. What did we go over? We went over the plan types today. We went over using Discord, public channels versus private, bot DMs, which is what I'm doing now, fast versus relax, how you can earn free hours. And now we're just doing our community prompting. So any feedback or any kind of prompt direction is welcome in the live chat so that we can keep making stuff together. We have about another 10 minutes before I will wrap up for the day. I'm just bouncing between all the windows I have open. Thank you for hanging out with me, Nadia, for the first Midjourney Mondays. I have a feeling a lot more people will be watching the recording. I know it's hard to find a time that works for everybody, but that's why we record these things. All right, what else do we want to prompt together? I have my eyes on the live chat. Live viewers are welcome to drop something in the comments. You could be super specific. You could be super vague. We just did some pink gemstone jewelry with Nadia. We started off very, very general, and then we got more specifically to look at pink jewelry and pink gemstones. Hi, Sierra. Thanks for this. Hi, Josh. Hello, my friend. Good to see you. Yeah, it is my pleasure. I'm happy to share my knowledge and learnings. We're literally like, we're just going to be going over the Midjourney user guide for the next 13 weeks, like starting with the most basic and then finishing with like the newest features and the latest stuff. So, I'm going to be learning new stuff as well. Nice to have you, Josh. We're doing community prompting now. We just did a few of Nadia's suggestions and kind of refined the prompts to get something more specific. So if you have any feedback for our community prompting, please drop any phrases or thoughts or words or images in the live chat and we will prompt together. Have you ever tried to design jewelry using Niji? I'm curious what would happen. I've never tried it with jewelry. Good question. Okay, so using that model of Midjourney, we are going to cover in episode 4 specifically. But since it's just a few of us, let's see what happens when we. So Josh is asking about using a specific setting within Midjourney and seeing what jewelry looks like. So this, I think it's Niji, 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 I want to say. Version 5 is the newest one, and it's kind of like this like anime, like kind of manga style. So I just did /settings. I changed to Niji version 5, and now I'm going to put this, I'm going to put the same prompt that Nadia gave, find luxury necklace featuring pink gemstones. And let's see what we get. They just released the scenic style last night. Oh my God, I can't even keep up with I can't even keep up with all of the new releases in Midjourney. I feel like there's something fantastic coming out every day. All right, so let's see. Waiting to start. Why is it waiting to start? I'm going to jump out of this server and back into this and see if that helps. Nope, still waiting. Well, we said necklace. Let's also just say, let's say a woman wearing, so we can see what both versions look like. So now that I changed the settings, you can see here -- Niji 5 at the end. And why are these not starting? Did we make my poor Midjourney tired? Like, why is it? Oh, here we go. I'm so impatient. This is why I run everything in fast mode. So I'm in stealth. You can see also here in the end. Oh, that's so weird. I changed it, but it's like, it's not, they don't look very niche-y. Like, what's that about? They look kind of like the normal stuff that you would put in. Let's see. I'm going to try the first one again. Looks like Josh is typing some prompt ideas into the chat. All right, so this is what I got with the Niji version, but like, well, these are really cool and really nice, but like they're not. Why are they not in that style? It's so weird that it's not showing them in the maybe if I try version 4. Let's try version 4. And let's see what we got. Isn't that funky? Sometimes when I change it, it will not change. Like, what is that about? Okay, so Josh is typing some moods, some specific moods. So let's start. Oh, look at that. The job has encountered an error. The developers have been notified. Okay, so let's take Nadia's prompt. I really liked how this one turned out. This woman wearing a futuristic pink crystal necklace turned out. And let's add some moods as Josh. So wistful. I like that. Wait, let's say moody at the beginning. Moody, wistful. I can't spell. And let's see if we get some. Okay, so here's some more in Niji. But again, it's like they don't have that like illustrated look that I feel like you usually see. And you know what? Let me turn this off and let's go back to version 5 since we seem to have gotten our answer about. Oh wait, no, now we're finally getting something a bit more okay. Check this out. These are cool. Okay, so you said we added moody and wistful. We took Nadia's prompt, we turned Niji on, and we added. Okay, these are pretty cool. Like, let's look at like well, what do you think, Josh? Which of these do you like best? I kind of like these bottom two. Like, let's look at these bottom two, maybe. You tell me. Combining moods with jewelry would be interesting due to the history of mood rings, etc. Yes, mood rings. Oh my God, that just took me back. Are we still in? Okay. So this is version 4. This was, wait, yeah, this is version 4. Let's do it again. These are looking pretty cool. Let's look at these. Let's look at the bottom two. And maybe let's look at, we're going to cover upscaling and variations, I think, in our 3rd week of Midjourney Mondays, but for the sake of just seeing what we get, let's look at it. We're down to our last few minutes here, so let's just see what we get. All right. If you are in the live chat, we're doing community prompting and Midjourney. So we are just kind of refining prompts together, exploring using different adjectives and words and seeing, oh my God, this is so cool, Josh. Like, this is such a vibe. Let's see. Oh my God, look at these. These are so awesome. This one, this bottom left is so cool. You know what's interesting about Midjourney? And like, this is how. So when I see the 4, there's always like 1 or 2 that immediately catch my attention. And like, there's just something like this bottom left is just like calling out to me. And like, who knows, someone else might look at these 4 and be like, oh my God, you know, top left is it. But like for me, when I look at the 4, like there's always at least one that's just like, oh, that might be it. So let's like do variations and let's upscale that bottom one. I'm just jumping back into the chat to see if there's any other thoughts or feedback. Okay, so what's happening here? So this was variations on that one we like. So getting a little weird on top left and bottom right. Top right looks pretty good. And then let's look at these. Ooh. Kind of scary. Oh my God. Oh my God. Bottom left is frightening. Let's look at bottom left up closer because it's like, oops, kind of scary. All right, so moody, wistful. This I love. This might be the best thing that came out of our community prompting today. This is so cool. But let me not speak too soon. Let's look at the other ones. Oh my goodness, very cool. So these are a result of combining Nadia's prompt about pink jewelry with some of the adjectives that Josh suggested. So I really like these top 2. Let's look at those closer. This is interesting. I really love the idea of a choker with floating gems. Really interesting. I also love that new 3. Look at us on the same page. Look, this is so weird. I did not mean to upscale this one. This one is a little blurry. It's not like crisp enough. This is pretty cool. All right, so I'm loving this one. I think we're both loving this one, and I feel like this last one is going to be Like this is pretty cool as well. Oh my goodness, we're making some cool stuff together. Look at us. An hour flies when you're having fun. All right, y'all. It is 1 p.m. Eastern. That is our first hour of Midjourney Mondays. We covered a lot today. We went through all the plan types. We talked about using Discord, using the public newbie and general channels versus using the private DMs with the bot. Using fast hours versus relax, how you can earn free hours. And then the last 20 or 25 minutes or so, we've just been doing some community prompting. And we started with Nadia's suggestions, which started very general, crystals as jewelry. Then we started getting more specific, futuristic, pink, luminescent. And then Josh joined the chat and we started adding some moods, like moody and wistful. And then we ended up with some really cool stuff. I think my favorites from today, and I will post these on Twitter and I will tag both of y'all. I really like these like photorealistic ones that I got with Nadia earlier. And then I really, really love once we turned Niji on and after a few like bad results, we started getting some cool stuff. Like this was awesome. And this is also really cool. So, or was it this one? It was this one. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Incredible. All right, y'all. I will be back. You're so welcome, Nadia. It is my pleasure. I love doing this. This has been like really fun. And I honestly can't wait until next Monday. So every Monday I will be on YouTube Live. I will stream it. It will be recorded. So if you join late or if you can't make it, you can always play it back. Next week, we will talk about considering your style, the art of constructing the perfect prompt. So next week, like I think everyone knows what my style is. It's photorealistic, crystal fashion and jewelry and furniture. But your style might be different. Maybe your style is more illustrative. Maybe it's more surreal. Maybe it's more vector art. So next week, we're going to start to get into specific styles and how you can write prompts so that they result in artwork that fits your specific style. All right, y'all, I appreciate you hanging out with me. I will see you next week. And yeah, have a lovely week. Happy Monday, y'all.